One of the things that I really love about TikTok in regards to the Black community is that there is a lot of organization going on within it. Now, this particular story I'm about to tell you has to do with edge control. Edge control is something that our sisters and some brothers put.
The Married Widow says, who are the people sacrificing their own hair to make extensions? It isn't Black or white women. Why shouldn't the Koreans make a bunch of money from their own hair? Listen, that's a very good point, okay? And they can make money from it, but not with stores in our neighborhood. How about that? Okay? If we want to buy directly from them and manufacture, we want to buy directly from them and we want to distribute and have distribution because they took over all the distribution too. So my point is, if Black women want to still wear somebody else's hair, can we be in charge of the distribution? Can we make that money? Okay. So I would say it would be great because that synthetic hair can be made right here. Okay. We can manufacture that hair. If you want human hair from some other culture's hair, whatever the case may be, then yeah, you can import that like we import a lot of things. But a lot of the stuff that we use could be manufactured right here in this country with our millions of dollars and trillions of dollars that they are getting every year. I don't care what nobody says.
On the edges of their hairline to control the flyaways, right? Or to lay it down with some of that baby hair that y'all been seeing. But nevertheless, there's some mess that was happening with one particular brand by the name of Ebin, New York. Now, a sister by the name of, she goes by My Lifestyle, she actually started the conversation. Now, it sounds like she was hired to work there as...
And see, these Korean companies, they get Black influencers to promote their products and they treat them like crap. And they get these people to influence their products, but then when they don't like that the Black people are requesting to know if it's Black owned or not, look what they do.
One of the faces of Ebin, and she also was a content creator. And she says on her first day that she was there, she did a video that went viral. But the powers that be, I'm going to tell y'all about them in just a second, took it down, and she was wondering, hey, what happened to my video? And they said it was too many negative comments on the video. All right.
Now, why can't these influencers support a Black-owned company? You understand? I look at the luxury handbags. Some of that leather comes from Africa. If you look at the African handbags, they are 100 times more beautiful than the European ones. It's like if we could pull our money together into the community, we would build a better community. You know what I'm saying? It's like we just want everybody else's stuff. And we don't support the Black-owned businesses that we have here. Just like with the Target boycotts. Nobody's supporting those businesses now that Black people don't want to shop at Target. So now those Black-owned businesses are really suffering. I feel like we're always our own worst enemy when it comes to any issue.
Nevertheless, it sounds like people were asking, was the company Black-owned? And it's discovered that it is not. That is actually Korean owned. And so
you guys would be very surprised to know that probably 90% of the products that we buy that are for Black people's hair are not even Black owned. I do test products for corporations and stuff. And a lot of the white companies are trying to get in on the Black hair care market because it's so much money. And I tell them this product sucks. You guys got to go back and start all over again because this is horrible. Why can't we create those products? You understand? I don't even know how many Black chemists are left of, Black hair products. I know a couple, but they work for the white companies and stuff like that. But we really need to really powwow on this industry because this is where all our money is tied up.
She says that when she took the job, she noticed that there were a lot of Koreans. Also, she saw a couple of Black women working there. So she's like, okay, it's not going to be too bad. So she says from the point that they took the video down, that she began to experience a very hostile work environment, that she was being micromanaged. Sounds like she was left out of trips to different places. And then when she did go, that she got very meager, less than lackluster rooming accommodations that she said was, horrible for a lack of better words. Okay. So then this surviving Ebin tagline, if you will, started going around on TikTok, and a lot of other people started talking about their experiences while working there.
So they made a boycott of this Korean company, but I feel like they should do boycotts across the whole entire industry. The whole entire industry. And then rebuy and replace in the market these products, these stores, these cosmetics, these skincare companies that are marketed to us. They all got to go.
And how they were mistreated and things like that. And so Black women and Black men are saying we're no longer going to support that company because, for one, it is not Black owned. A lot of people just assumed that it was Black owned, but it's owned by Koreans. And, those Koreans there at that company were treating Black.
I'm telling you, 90% of the stuff you see in the beauty supply stores are not Black owned. They're just not. They're not. And we allowed this to happen because it wasn't always like this.
Black women are kind of funky. All right. So we aren't messing with Ebin edge control. And it sounds like a wig spray and some other products that they have is prevalent within the Black hair community.
That's just one company out of thousands. Thousands. We have work to do.
Okay. Now, there's always 1 or 2 or 3 or 10. There's this brother by the name of Antoine Johnson. Sounds like he was working with Ebin to some degree. And he wanted to basically say that the sister, My Lifestyle, is not telling the truth and how she's messed everything up for him and other Black people within the company. And he was treated very well. And now because of this boycott, it's messing with his money. And it's like, so basically what you're saying, brother, is that she should just be quiet about being mistreated, and also be quiet that it's not a Black-owned company, because y'all know that Black people, specifically Black women, spend.
And you see what she said? They took her video down because when she put the video up there, it was too many negative comments because people was knowing that it wasn't a Black-owned company, and the company took it down. So what game are they playing? They want people to think that it's Black-owned, and a lot of these companies we think are Black-owned are not. They're not. And a lot of these products, one man had made a point too, that why in those stores do they have not one product that a Korean would use? It's all stuff for us, and it makes you question what is in the products. And that is what I'm trying to tell you. A lot of these products have terrible things in them to cause baldness, to dry your hair out, and so you'll be a client for life. Once you're bald-headed, and once you put a wig on that has some chemicals to take out your whole hairline to the top of your damn crown, you're going to always need a wig. They literally were putting stuff in the hair. I remember one time I had got my hair braided and I had to take it out right away because it was something in it that was irritating my skin. So I feel like, braiding hair and things like that, we could manufacture here, it might be costly to set up the manufacturing, but it will create jobs. And there's people that can afford to do it. And I'm sure if we pulled the money together, we could afford to do it. So we just don't think as a group, like everybody's for themselves. And we don't ever really try to figure out how can we, build our own nation where we're not relying on DEI and all of these damn handouts from the government and social service programs that leave you stuck to where you don't want to come off it and stuff like that. It's just, we have to recalibrate, because we need to go back to how we were during Reconstruction, before desegregation and all of that, because that's when Black people was on point and they owned all their own businesses and stuff like that. People will try to say, oh, it was a bad time for Black people. No, it wasn't. It was a bad time for white people, the way they was carrying on being haters and burning us out and treating us terrible. But financially, we were never better. We had our own everything during that time. And we really need to go back and research those times and get back to that and stop relying, because it destroyed the community.
Billions of dollars within the hair care industry. And so that money should be going to Black-owned products. But see, a lot of times black products that cater to black people, they are passed off as maybe it's black owned. And a lot of times people just assume that it is. But if you actually look into it, there's a lot of hair care products that are geared toward black women that are white owned or Asian owned and things like that. And so, of course, that particular company is mad, even because, for one, they've been discovered that they're not black owned, and black people are saying, well, we don't want to mess with you no more. So that's the part that I love. I love the unity and the organization and the getting on code, if you will.
It's not enough.
That, for one, you're not going to treat our people crazy that work for you, and you're not going to continue to get our black dollars. No, you're not.
They're still getting the black dollars. They're still getting them. Everybody still goes to the beauty supplies. Everybody still goes to the bodegas. We still, because it's convenient. That bus boycott. I mean, when you had black-owned bus companies, I don't understand what was the point. And then, like I said, once they got the ride, Michael Ewan says, why not sue the individual companies for false advertising? I mean, you could sue them, or you could just not use them and put them out of business because they're selling it to black folks. So I would just say stop using it and let them go bankrupt, because if we don't buy it, they're not going to stay in business. And to me, that's the best thing that you could do, But it doesn't make sense to do that if you're not going to replace it with something else. So that's the problem that we are seeing here, is that, black folks cry a lot about a lot of things, but they never have a solution to the problem. So, it makes me very weary, especially since I'm in the beauty industry. And I know, like in the 80s and 90s when I first started, there were a lot of black-owned product companies, lots of them. And like the man at Dudley says, most of the time they sold directly to the salons. It's different today. And it's like we hardly have any black product companies left. No distributors, no manufacturers. There may be a couple left in the country that do black product manufacturing that's black. It may only be one, and Dudley may be the one. But it's just it's gone. And I feel like we should really fight to get that back, because a lot of the community's money is wrapped up in that, and we could do a lot of good with that money. If people could learn. I'm a cosmetologist by trade for decades. And I stopped, relaxing the hair and stuff like that, because I just no longer subscribe to it no more. I started realizing that the chemicals were not good for us and stuff like that. So I couldn't put that on people anymore. You know what I mean? Then I got a career in the film industry, and I kind of abandoned, working in the salon too much and stuff like that. And most black women don't even have relaxed hair anymore or use a lot of chemicals, but they are using the wigs. And there really was issues with the wigs having things in them to cause baldness. So we got to be mindful of these things. You know what I'm saying? We can make our own wigs. We can everything they give us, we can manufacture right here. You know what I mean? You just need the hair, and you can put the wigs together right here. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much money to be made in this industry, and we're just letting it just blow away. I wish we would really focus on this more than Boycotting Target and all these dumb things like that. So I'm going to go, and I'm going to do more research on this to bring you guys, because I have researched this many times as a cosmetologist, but I'm going to make a more in-depth one about why this happened and how we can probably try to, infiltrate our own industry back that we let get taken away. It would be nice, because there's a lot of money involved in it, and maybe we could flip that money and put it to other things, So I don't know. I'm gonna put it together and see what we can do with it. But I'm gonna go now. I am Shelly B. I love you. This means I love you in sign language, and I really do. Especially if you sat through this with me. I appreciate everybody that comes on here, everybody that leaves comments, everybody that supports me and encourages me to keep going, because sometimes I'm kind of like, am I wasting my time out here or whatever? But everybody that I know that has successful channels keep saying just stick with it, and you know it takes time and you'll build it and whatever, just be consistent. So that is what I'm doing, and I just love bringing information to people. I love meeting people, I love talking to people, and I just love to see us elevate our frequency. And I feel like as a community we really can elevate our frequency if we can work together better to create our own industries and not rely so much on the government and handouts and social services and things like that, because the community does have the money. I feel like the Black community has enough money to be its own nation, honestly, because we have more money that we generate more than some small countries. But it's just we're misguided and the money is never spent the right way. And we're always thinking that we can't do something. But if one person can do it, we can do it. And if during segregation, we were able to create everything, airlines, beaches, resorts, gas stations, restaurants. I mean, everything that we were not allowed to do, we had it. And then once we integrated, it's like, oh, we don't need ours no more. That made no sense to me. That was just a dummy move that we made or whatever. So hopefully we can correct it. You know, I look at Africa, Burkina Faso, they're correcting their mistakes. We can do the same thing too. Okay, so I'm going to go. I love y'all. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Really think about this and really, you know, let's try to, you know, do better at pulling our money and raising money for things that are not stupid, please. Can we start there? So I'm going to go tonight, y'all. I love you. Thank you for watching.